Welcome back to another of my Starbound. Yep, you can interrupt a jump, but I didn't realize it went down further. Starbound Let's Plays. Goodness, this is going to be a while to the east. Tell me I had something else set up on that world. Odom 5. Maybe near the minicog facility? All sorts of nasty stuff down there. Cleared it out, though I think there's respawning enemies deeper down. It's been a while. This is new faster. So I'm just doing a quest here, but it's also a chance to remind myself what this planet looked like, how it's structured, etc. Thorn fruit. Cool. Ah, yeah, this is just one of the natives. You can find them around sometimes. They like to set up little places like this underground area. It's semi-secure. Darn fruit. This is a somewhat more dangerous world than the last. Some other steak. Good Ian. Annoying bat. Wait a second, did shooting the vine produce rope? That would be weird. How did I get rope there? Looks like I've been here before. Sayonara. That sounds like another storm coming. Not where the person wants me to be, but I think it's time to set up a little base camp. You know, it's a good place for a rustic little bed. That is going to come collapsing down. Double wall this because it's such a weak building material. Cool. Sometimes in combat I'll end up destroying some stuff. Cheap though. No, why bother? If I remember correctly, there was some button I could press to make the left and right shift. Let's see, left is more precise. Isn't there a matter manipulator mode that was do 2x2 tiles? Let me know in the comments if there is. I was sworn there was. Cool. Bed. This. What? Well, for bases like this, I like to actually put a merchant or something in. There's actually some chance of finding stuff there. So frees up inventory space. Can't have too crowded space or right on top of AI. Yep. I want to sell that. It's got almost no uses left. I do know I need to fill the space in, at least the background tiles or sand will deposit here annoyingly. Though it doesn't have to be quite so dark underground if I want. Can build a proper window. Cool. There we go. Nice little enclosed space. Can even have some vines grow from above, I think. Light level can't be over a certain amount for that, I think. I'll do that because I'm not sure of what the light level is. No window. So I like to set up a merchant in these kind of areas so I can offload loot. Shoot, I need a couple crates for that. That's right. Merchant sells carrot, rope. Nothing even vaguely useful. Torches. That's useful for exploration, but I think I prefer someone who sold some kind of food item. Eggs, corn, fireworks. Torches, rope, raw fish. Fish, you're not gonna get that easy on a planet like this. Bowling balls, which are actually somewhat useful. Common item, and avis mingos, which are a rare food item that... Rope, torches, fish. Cool. Oh yeah, the rule is they just need a light source. Doesn't have to be a torch. Cool. So that I can do cooking of fish and other stuff. Should make you sick if you eat it raw. Cool. Huh. Fish can wait, I guess. Got a couple thorn fruits. Alright, this is what I like to call a nice little forward operating base. Sometimes I'd even set up a kitchen somewhere like this. Sometimes. Because I did that. There we go. It's an exit entrance. That's some tungsten ore. Useful. Sand will probably build up there. Indeed, that's why I'm making this go so far out. It's because of the sandstorms. Ah, currant corn. I don't know if I had any of those seeds. Anyways, it's a small forward outpost. Unfortunately, I can't get him to stay put inside. Which is going to be a problem. Can't be too far from where I need to get to, right? See, platform's already covered in silt. Ah! Well, stomach leads to healing. Grr. This never went out far enough to begin with. part of the reason I carry this bow, beyond the fact it gets me better loot on occasion, is that on some cases, get you angles that you can't get otherwise. It's worth noting Nova Kids glow faintly in the dark, and then on top of that, I have a lantern attached to my back, which augments that effect. Some of you wondering why there's a little light. Ow. Need some salve. There. Salve is cost effective. Healing bandages are faster, but more expensive. Uses more plant fiber. Where is that guy who wants the woven fabric? This is turning into an odyssey. Another one of the natives. Here we go. I'm not walking that back. Sure. Some of you wondering why. Hey, away from the where I am now. Area Eclipse 3. That's the water world. Area Eclipse 5, I think that's where the desert outposts, and there's 6. Oh no, it says unexplored. Oh, these are all Odin Delta except for this one. Some current corn. Eventually, this plan to expand the ship. Might do the legal ship upgrades rather than progress the story. You just pay pixels essentially to upgrade. Pixels and I forget, maybe metals or something. Make room for farming on the ship and less cramped apartments. As is, I mean to expand these. I just haven't gone around to it. Could put a radiator here. I was thinking I'd put on my I have a frozen world. That's probably where I'll put it. It just thematically fits better. People say space is cold, and it is. But actually, spacecraft that are close to a star, like Earth distance, actually I have trouble not with being too cold, but with being too hot a lot of times, because heat gets generated from electronics and stuff, and without any air to put heat away. Yeah, that's why the whole space cold trope. It's a trope. Any of you ever watched, what was it, Apollo 13, the movie? Some people may have gotten the wrong idea from it. They're cold at a certain scene because they're on the dark side of the Earth. Earth is between them and the sun, and they're on like an elliptical trajectory, so they're coming in very slow. So they spend a long time on the dark side, and that's why the spacecraft gets cold. That historically happened on that mission. But if you're just in like a low Earth orbit, you actually have problems with being too hot, not too cold. You have to add radiators to a spacecraft. Well, yeah, let's sell this used up pickaxe. Most used up. Yeah, so there are ways spacecraft can be cold, but they're not by default just cold space. The absolute temperature is low, but again, that doesn't matter when you don't lose heat. Because vacuum doesn't conduct any heat away, so you don't lose anything except radiation, which you have to be very hot to lose heat at a noticeable pace from radiation. Alright. Interestingly, Tetra's outpost and all this, I don't even know if it's on my spacecraft's like map. Ah, some plant fibers. I was telling you get that as a byproduct. Some wheat. Tried to leave him some stuff. Oh, gosh, these pearl peas are all going bad. I've been here too much in game, for too much game time. Even the thorn fruits do go bad, don't they? Alright, he's getting one of the staring issue fridges for sure. This world. Some fresh pearl peas. Cook up the rest and that'll make them no longer almost bad. Probably eat these. I was gonna leave him in the mercenary's home. Chest guard. Machine pistol. Two-handed hammer. Maybe you'll find use of this. I don't really use stuff like this often. Although... Some throwing spears. Shooting pistol. I know he has lots of bandages. Molotovs can actually be sold, and I actually use them a lot. Maybe some throwing daggers. I don't know. Maybe I'll use them. I don't use them nearly enough. I can't even remember which of these throwing things are better. This is Garden Worlds. Wind watering will occur. There we go. Turn that all to healing water. Alright. Colonnade white, scientific looking things. Yeah, I guess, yeah, one of the guys on the station wants that. Here, So we put cheaper foods that I feed my character with. The more expensive stuff I prefer to sell. Some body pus is useful for combat. Thorn juice as well. Cactus juice. With the corn, I think it's because it's a relatively cheap food. These are all full, pretty much. Ah, bonus health. Corn, that's why. It's actually a fairly cost-effective food. Or not cost-effective, but useful. But only when it's prepared in the kitchen, not out in the field. In terms of cheap field rations, pearl peas will do fine. emergency stockpile rice for if I go deep underground. Purple seeds, wheat seeds. Those Tetra's outposts because if he decides to go exploring other worlds, he may be smart, bring some seeds with him, and do some farming. Fiber is also useful for some stuff. It's hard to get early on, so to get tungsten. And a fridge. Now I'm using this for my own field explorations. Alright, well I do need to go eat in a sec. Let's visit that cold area. Another one of these Northstars around at both the planets I've already been to. So you guys can suggest, hey, why don't you go to this world, explore it, or build something on that world. Yep. This world's more dangerous, so I have a lot of guards. This crest can be used to type guards. Repaired a pre-existing cabin here. Paired up. Sink decorative cabin. Anyways, yeah, guards like to pay you in medical supplies very often. Tungsten table, radiator there. Torches. Box. Station cabinet. Gosh, it's been so long since I've been here. Built everything on meteorite rock, it looks like. Put an air gap there, because air is a good insulator. Things can not group up there. Oh yeah, meteorite rock definitely. Slush. This is one of those gravity materials. And someone pay me rent to include a flashlight. Pretty sure stone rubble also responds to gravity. Hmm. Let's see. Yep. It does. Have this then. Hmm. Sand, silt. Neat and treated wood. Cheap stone brick. Noting stone is a terrible insulator, so this would be very cold. But wood tends to rot if it gets wet. It's difficult to survive on a planet like this realistically. I don't know. I'll use some wood. Better insulator. I actually need the stone elsewhere. Hmm. Alright. Sometimes monsters get in here and end up having to fight inside structures, so it's hard to reinforce things a little. This expansion was to drop a radiator. Trying to get the NPCs to not group up so much. I guess a toilet too. As long as they hand it away from Let's keep people safe if they wander in there, and then monsters get in. Maybe I'll put a bed or something in there. I don't know. I'll just hold on to this door. Call that a risky base because that was a higher threat level world than a lot of the other ones. Let's see people in their hands there. Cool. Alright, 48 minutes. It's a long enough video. Hope you folks enjoyed this. Take care of each other. Be kind to yourselves, and may always find a guiding star to lead you home. Till next time, this is Northstar. Adieu, and best of luck.